Greetings and welcome back to Robocraft and to my final tier tutorial from 1 to 5. That is the tier 4 to 5 segment of the tutorial videos. Now, in the previous tutorial, we finished moving the chocolate hedgehog from tier 3 to tier 4. But I didn't really have enough time to take it out and show how it works with its final configuration. That is the chocolate spikes on the edge. So I thought I'd start this episode out by going out and blowing some things up. Well, hopefully, and not getting blown up, hopefully, again. As the beginning. Oh, we've got a rail wall climber. Well done, you. And a plasma wall climber. Well done. Oh, no, keep going. Oh, little plasma wall climber. I feel your pain. I've been there. Got a flyer plasma, it looks like. Now, in tier 5, I've already played a few games. I believe I've played 12. I will have to check the list of the amount of games I've played because I can't really check while I'm in the middle of a fight. But I believe it's 12 games off camera, just earning some RP and some TP. I was platooning with some of the dapplings. It made it quite a lot more fun. I see no enemy. Well, there's no good us being here, little dude. You need to be out there fighting. Oh, there's a sniper right there. I don't like him at all. Let's try and get ourselves a sight on him. There's one. Hello! I've taken some damage and there's an awful lot of people trying to shoot at me. I dislike. Take that! Haha! Oh no! I've slammed into my ally! Oh dear. This isn't good. Take that. Oh, that was a mess. That was a massive mess. But well done, our air support. Let's continue on the move so we don't easily get hit. And do a little bit of damage back from that. That'll teach you, you naughty boy. And take that. No. I'm just going to keep rocking back and forth. Annoy the dickens out of the snipers. Come on, guys. We need some support. Don't focus on the guy who's almost dead. There, I killed him. Now you can do some proper work. Let's try and give a little... Ooh, we actually did quite a lot of damage here. 10,000. I must have disconnected some part of his bot. Are all my allies gone? Am I on my own by here? I am, in fact, on my own. Let's be on the move. No, actually, I'm a bit too crazy. Let's keep fighting. I know it's silly. I appreciate it. Nope, I didn't manage to see him. I'm kind of pinned. I could take off, I suppose. Let's go. No, you. Right. Let's keep on the move. We're going to go around. This engagement is no longer in our favor. Thankfully, even though we've only got 3 wheels, the fact that we've got 3 hovers is keeping us completely mobile. We're not feeling any negative effect of that. Wow, who are you fighting? Why didn't you spot him, you fool? Really? Does no one in this game know how to spot? It is most disappointing. Right, I'm going to go down there and try to deal with him for you. Here we are. Hello! Oh, I missed. That was terrible. And I said hello and everything like I was so cocky. Boom. There we go. Right, let's move on. See if we can't take the base soon. There's only one enemy left. It is a sniper up in the sky. Why has no one spotted the sniper? There we go. Now let's see if we can't aim properly. Nope. I need some SMGs to do this for us. No, I am not going to be able to hit him, and he's going to be able to shoot soon. Right, I'm going to try and move out the way, and I'm going to give a call out to my allies. No, never mind. Looks like we've already won, or have we lost? I'm not sure. That was weird. Was that was victory. That was very bizarre. Someone must have killed him, but I was sure I saw the laser sight from his railgun still right at the end. But there we go. We have a victory. We don't get a lot of... Well, it's a reasonable amount, but we get quite a lot of tech points there. Got 2 kills, 1 assist. 3 scout bonuses as well. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about being in tier 4 is, my lord, are the repair costs a lot higher. There has not yet been an instance where I've lost more to repair than I've won, but there has been one instance where I have ended up spending exactly the amount that I'd won in repair costs. And I've just brought up my little list of games to which I must now add one. I'd actually played 11 games off camera. So that little introduction fight with the chocolate hedgehog, as it was when we first entered tier 4 in the last episode, makes it 12 exactly. Now, as you can see, I've got 60 tech points and 10,474 RP. We should be able to do a little bit with that. At the very least, we should be able to unlock some blocks. Now, the first things we want to do, I could go for the T5 plasma launchers, which is very tempting, but it would cost over half of what we've got. I could unlock rail cannons. Now, that is also very tempting. Would I also be able to unlock tier 5 rail cannons? Oh, I would. Okay, that's interesting. However, I don't think we're going to upgrade our hover blades or our thruster, but these are the things that we would want to move to in order to push our tech points up more. We could also go for the electroplates, but honestly, I think the more important ones to unlock right now are the level 4 armors. These... it's really, really important from what I've seen so far to have tier-appropriate armor on your bot. It is much more important than anything else, really. Okay, so we've unlocked armor. We have also unlocked rail cannons. So, let's have a quick think about how we're going to employ these rail cannons. I've got a little bit of an idea already. Now, my idea involves the expansion, I guess you should call it, of this... spiked skirt around my wheels. But instead of building it up, we're going to continue making a shape, because eventually I actually want this to look like a hedgehog. I know that sounds stupid, but I do. So we need to bulk it up. We need to kind of give it a more spherical shape. And the beginning of that would take me in a direction that I was kind of hoping to go anyway, and that is to make the chocolate hedgehog, as it stands, into more of a wall climber. So we're going to take 10 of each of these cubes to start with. Now, the way we're going to do this is by starting here. I think we're going to start building this up. We also want to make this connect, I would say, to the main structure. Now, obviously, these plasma cannons are not going to be the best thing to use if we're going to be putting a large structure around the bot. I appreciate that, and I've already considered it. We're not going to have plasma cannons on this. We are going to be moving, I think, to rails. About like this, perhaps. Actually, let's go for this instead. And then we can have this come up and then across like so. Okay, there we are. We're starting to get somewhere now. And we can connect that there. That gives us a nice little connection to properly anchor the back. But it's a little bit thick there, to be honest. So let's do that instead. There we go. So we've got a bit of a connection. And that's going to help us out in keeping this nice and heavily protected. Now... right now, it looks like more like a scorpion, I guess. Though this is pretty flimsy, if I've got to be honest. And I kind of do need to be honest, because I wouldn't want to lie to you. So let's buy an extra one of those cubes for now. That's all I'm going to need. Just want to fortify this a little bit if I can. Now, what I was thinking is we'd have this kind of shape curve down to the front, but not go all of the way. For the time being, though, we're going to get rid of these plasmas, and I am going to go and see how much rails are going to cost us. The initial rails, so T4 rails. We can afford to buy 2. That's not really enough for what we need. But I suppose if we're going to be making this into a rail cannon, then that'll have to do. Now, what I would like to do is have these up here. Nice and high up so it can shoot down. My chocolate hedgehog is turning into a spiky scorpion. Oh dear. Right, that would also mean that we can get rid of some of this. We can change the shape there a little bit. Now, there we are. The next thing that I would really going to need, we're going to need some movement, but we don't really have much to play with. We have unlocked quite a lot of the thrusters, though. We can only afford 2. That is not going to be enough. Not even slightly enough. Okay, well, we'll start building it up at the very least. So we'll start placing the thrusters around the place. Could I change the shape a little bit more? I wonder. No, I actually do like that. It's not a proper curve yet, but it will eventually get there, I feel. We will be able to properly fill it out. It's just going to take some time. For now, though, I think ideally if we had another one of those, really. Actually, we'll move the guns back completely. Now, I am going to take it out with its rails, like this. It's not going to be a particularly useful vehicle like this. That is true. Do we have any special blocks that we can place? We've got the radar that we now need to place. I can place out the front, I suppose. With this, we would actually have room for... Oh, wow. A radar receiver at the front if we wanted one. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, well, this is not going to be an especially powerful robot right now. In this current configuration, it's going to be a little bit bad. I'll be honest with everyone. It's not going to win any prizes. When are we going to get radar receivers? Ooh. Perhaps we would actually have the radar receiver if we'd unlock this. Ah, damn. I'll have to look into that. But let's just see what those thrusters will have done. We'll also have lost the weight from our plasma, so who knows? We might be lucky. This might actually be able to climb a wall, but I very much doubt it will be able to. So let's see. If whilst hovering, can this climb a wall? It's unlikely, but stranger things have happened. There we go. It's sort of making progress, but we need a lot more thrust. A lot more thrust. But for the time being, this is just going to be a sniper platform. Eventually, we are going to make it able to climb walls and then snipe death down from above. Let's actually get somewhere safe. And because it is a car, it's not going to have the problem that hovers have with sniping, and that is that they move too much. Now, wow, really? Is he upside down? Can I actually hit him? Yes, it looks like I can. Of course, it was the other laser that did it. Damn it! I'm gonna have to remember I need to face my opponents when I plan to attack, because it looks like the laser sight lies a little bit. Oh, really? Maybe I shouldn't have these like that. Maybe I should just have them up and under. I think so. But I'm going to go ahead and grind some more RP to buy enough thrusters, because there's no point in taking it out like this. So I'm going to take it back to plasmas. I'm going to take it out, have a little bit of fun, rolling around, trying to kill people. And when you come back, I sincerely hope that I will actually have this set up ready to buy all of the plasmas we need. Sorry, all of the thrusters we need to get this out killing things properly. Let's just set you up properly now. I could actually have you there, but let's move these back instead. Oh, got no more cubes of those type? Oh, maybe we don't. Okay. Well, I suppose we could have these then. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I cannot. Maybe I'm not allowed. I don't need that there, though. My lord. Why did I have 2 of those? Someone tell me why I didn't notice that. Damn it. Right, let's build that up as well. There we go. We should have plenty of firepower. No, just a little bit too heavy on the blocks, it seems. Okay, well, this is what I'm going to be taking out, and I will report on its progress when I return. So, see you soon. And welcome back. This is going to be a quick update. I don't have too much to show except for the fact that the shape has entirely changed. I guess there is quite a lot to show in that regard. But I'm still working on grinding up TP, grinding up RP. We are slowly building up the bot. We're about midway through tier 4 at the moment. But I'm just going to cover what we've done so there isn't a huge jump between the finished product and the one you last saw. As you can see, we've got thrusters. And yes, the chocolate hedgehog can now climb walls. I'm very, very pleased with that. It has required fairly big thrusters. Now, you'll notice that I've gotten rid of most of the small ones. I haven't got rid of all of them because we've got 2 down here. And they help to keep the front wheels clinging to a cliff. Though, honestly, the hover blades do a really good job of that. I am very, very impressed with how well the hover blades do that. In fact, let me give you a quick demonstration whilst we're here. Now, the reason why I've swapped out the rear thrusters isn't simply because I needed more thrust, because you can achieve that with more thrusters. But the primary reason is the CPU cost. A lot of small thrusters, for the amount of thrust you get, ends up costing more in CPU than just a few big ones. Now, I'm not using the downward thrust at all. That is purely the hover blades at work there. I really thought that the hover blades would make that harder to do. But they don't. They actually help. I think quite a lot of it is the rear hover blade that's trying to lift the rear end up. So it has an effect of pushing the front end down, even though there are 2 hover blades at the front. I'm not quite sure how that works. I'm certain someone could tell me, someone who's far cleverer than I. There we go. Oh, we flipped. That was unfortunate. I could sit here and try to flip myself up just for pride's sake, but no. No. Pride, you shouldn't go down the route of pride. You should be sensible. And I've not got too much time. Well, I do, but I don't want to spend too much time going over this. Now, I'll show you what I've unlocked. I have unlocked quite a few things. In total, I have played, so far, 34 extra games. That means, in total, I've played 35 in Tier 4, and I'm only about halfway through. So, we're getting almost to the point of the number of games it took to get through the entirety of Tier 3 to only get me halfway through Tier 4. But as you can see, I've unlocked all the way up to T5 plasma launchers, T5 rails, and T5 top-mounted machine guns. Now, just to clarify, as you can see down here, the T5 there is unlocked with Tier 4 tech points, and that's by design. Because early on in the game, you're not going to have the CPU required to use your level-appropriate gear, like just adding more Tier 4 stuff to push you into Tier 5. Instead, you need to use less but bigger things, so more, fewer Tier 5 components that will pull you into Tier 5, in a sense. Push-pull, I mean, I guess it doesn't really make that much sense, but it makes sense to me, damn it. Now, I haven't unlocked the shields, I have got all of the armor, I haven't unlocked the wheels, though I have unlocked the helium, and finally, I've unlocked the Tier 5 hover blades and thrusters. Basically, I'm going for things that I can replace on my bot as is. I can't get to the radar because that actually requires Tier 5 components. So we're going to be probably in Tier 5 before we actually get the radar receiver. Now, if we go back to the inventory, I'll just show you what I mean about the thrusters. With one Tier 2 thruster, you'll get about 90.5 thousand newtons of thrust for 11 P-flops. The Tier 5 thruster, you'll get 218.6 thousand newtons of thrust for 14 P-flops. Only 3 P-flops more. It's a bigger component, certainly. But in terms of CPU load, it is significantly better. There is much more bang for buck for the P-flops. You just have to use more space for it. And we are already starting to hit our P-flop limit, as you can see up the top there. So the only way we're going to get this into Tier 5 is by replacing a lot of our lower tier components with higher tier components. So that means the hover blades are probably going to be replaced. We will almost certainly have to replace all of the weapons. Currently, I've got 1 Tier 5 plasma launcher and 3 Tier 4 plasma launchers. I will probably have to replace the wheels. I'm not sure about the shields, but we are going to be replacing all of the armor around the skirt. That is a given, but I'm probably going to want more thrusters. Although this can already do the job, I've not met a wall that it couldn't climb. It does it slowly on some walls, so I would like that little bit of extra thrusters to get us up the walls just a tiny bit faster. Now, regarding the weapons, I know I was starting to build that well, sort of ridge, that back ridge that I was going to mount the railguns on. I was going to make a bit of a wall climbing sniper. Now, the thing is, I've played around with railguns a fair bit. I've unlocked the higher tier ones, and I bought them. I kind of wish I didn't, because they cost a lot, first and foremost. They cost like 5 grand for it. But the thing is, I have found that rails just, they're not they're not the rails that they used to be. Now, I am certain that rails have their place, and it is probably a very good place at that. Certainly, I think they are brilliant for taking out air targets. The thing is, though, if the air targets are fast and nimble, rails are going to struggle to line it up. You've got to be very, very precise in predicting where they're going to be. Move your cursor to that position, and then wait for the target to fly into it, because you don't fire leading shots because the shots have no travel time. But you still need to lead your aim and then wait for the target to approach, because it gives you that few seconds you need for your crosshairs to become perfectly accurate again, because any motion of the turret with a rail loses accuracy. And at long distance, which is what the rail is really used for, that becomes really, really big pain. Ground targets is a little bit easier sometimes, but you don't do as much damage because they're much more heavily armored. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. I found that rails were not winning me as many fights. And in Tier 4, if you have a bad loss, that, again, it has never cost me more than I earned to repair, but it has cost me several times now exactly what I earned to repair the bot. So I was fighting games and I was getting nothing out of it. Whereas with the plasmas, it's rare that I don't make at least double what I require in repairs. And since I've been able to climb walls quite often, I've come out of a fight without taking any damage at all, but still getting about 1,000 RP from it. So, you know, it's not a bad exchange. I haven't tried out SMGs yet. I don't have the highest level, and I would like to get at least level 5 with a couple of level 4s to properly test it out. And that's probably what I'm going to work on getting the RP for now, so I can properly experiment with SMGs. Because right now, plasmas trump rails, at least for the tier that I'm in, for the bots that I'm tending to fight. We don't see many satellites, we don't see many flyers. We do see a few that are really cheekily built, basically a massive like T8 gun or T7 plasma launcher, a few cubes of helium, thrusters at the nose, and then 3 rudders at the back. And that's how it steers, and it is all over the place in the sky. You will never hit that. It's hard to hit it with plasma. You will never hit it with a railgun. With an SMG, you could probably take it out fairly easily. But with the current equipment, it's just annoying. It's like a fly with ADD and an enormous... Well, it's more like a mosquito with ADD, really. It's just so hard to hit. Very, very annoying. But that is it for this brief update. I am going to head back out, grind up some more RP, and perhaps by the time you return, we will be on the verge of hitting Tier 5. So, wish me luck. And welcome back to the Chocolate Hedgehog in what may soon be its final form. As you can see, a few things have changed. First and foremost, we have moved from a plasma configuration to an SMG configuration. We are currently sporting 3 Tier 3 SMGs and 3 Tier 5 SMGs. We are also sporting 4 Tier 5 thrusters. Now, this puts out quite a lot of thrust and allows the Chocolate Hedgehog to climb pretty much any cliff with relative ease. There are occasionally issues when it flips the wrong way, but thankfully the hovers make flipping up to the right way much easier than I was expecting, honestly. Now, as you can see, we're a little bit over halfway through Tier 4 now, and I have already purchased the remaining components. Before we get to that, though, I want to just quickly talk about the choice of weapons. Now, obviously, your mileage may vary. You may be better with certain weapons than I am, but by and large, through experience of how this bot handles, I found that SMGs are by far the more useful weapon for me, at the very least. Although I miss the alpha damage from the plasmas, that ability that when you're going toe-to-toe with an opponent, or even at long range really with the plasmas, 1 or 2 volleys would often be enough to, if not kill them, completely strip them of any real function. SMGs, it takes a little bit longer, especially in a toe-to-toe conflict. I tend to take a lot more damage in return, but ultimately I would still win. Well, most of the time anyway. I actually played an additional 44 fights to get all of the RP and TP necessary. I've actually unlocked everything at Tier 4, and I've bought all of the remaining components that I'm going to need, I hope, fingers crossed, to take us into the next tier. Now, The main thing that I liked about SMGs, though, is that the tactical flexibility they offered. Plasmas are fantastic against ground or at least hovering targets. Anything slow-moving, so you could probably get a bead on it and you could attack it with artillery. Rails, my least favorite so far, which is completely opposite from how it used to be. I used to really enjoy playing with rails, but the sway when you move the turret just makes them so difficult to use. I'm not sure how the people who use them on flyers manage to do it. I think they're wizards personally, but I clearly am not. I'm just a humble bot designer. No magic here. Thus, railguns are entirely out of my league, I'm afraid. But with SMGs, I actually felt that I contributed more to the victories of my team than I did with plasmas. Although plasmas, I'd often kill more people outright. With SMGs, I felt I served a more important role. That is of AA. I would often find a high point on the map, go up there and just kill any air, or at least spot them from that point and apply damage, weaken them a little bit, make them less stable, and often scare them off what they were doing. But once that was done, if there were no more air or were no air to begin with, I could hold my own on the ground just as well. The plasma really struggled with air sometimes. So on the whole, I felt that overall I actually won more battles. Or that is, my team was victorious in more battles with my SMG configuration, and well, it's not entirely down to me, certainly not, but I feel that in certain cases, I was able to help my team much more with this particular design. But again, your mileage may vary, and I just thought I'd point that out. Also, getting any damage on an opponent seems to really help with getting RP. As long as I'd killed someone in a fight, even if I'd lost, I would always end up with a good chunk of RP at the end, even after repairs. If I didn't actually have too much to repair, which was often the case as it happened, then I would end up with a lot of RP, but also tech points. So rather than the advice I often give out, which is to hang back, let your team go first, then move as a group, that is still the case. You know, definitely don't just charge out by yourself, because that is just a recipe for being overwhelmed. But be a little bit more aggressive. I found that being quite aggressive earned me more money, flat out, than hanging back and playing ultra safe. Now, those hovers should offer us quite a lot more lift. The bot hasn't really gotten heavier, so it's not going to make a huge difference, but it'll give us a little bit of a speed boost. Let's actually check the difference. The max speed with these is 128 kilometers per hour, and this one's 131. A little bit of a boost, but the really nice thing is the massively increased armor. That's about 400 more points of armor, and of course the robo ranking, which is significantly higher. Now that has almost brought us to the tier 5 threshold. But I've also got an idea, and I've already gone and bought the components. I think adding these in. Now, you could probably get us to tier 5 if we had gone ahead and replaced the wheels with tier 5 wheels. But I fancy that this is going to be more useful to us. My wheels very rarely get shot out. Okay, is this going to push us over? Yes! Ha-ha! We are just very barely in tier 5. My lord. But, oh, no. Oh, wow. Actually, we are exactly on our CPU. Okay. Well, I suppose I could move this up there. We could have 5 guns by having them all arrayed along the back, but I don't know. That kind of looks terrible. No, I really kind of like having a gun at the front. I guess what I could do is focus on getting the 4.5K RP to upgrade this one to a tier 5, so that would make up for the loss of firepower. But I would quite often suffer more from attacks from above. That is not necessarily from flyers, but anyone just higher than me. Especially plasma artillery, obviously, because that comes down in an arc. So having these shields there should actually make this significantly more defensible. But there we are. The chocolate hedgehog has finally made it to tier 5. We haven't finished updating the skirt yet, and that is a bit of a shame. Let me see. Can I was wondering if this would work, if this would have the right look. Oh, it does. That's awesome. I like this look. Spikes. More spikes on the front now as well. I will replace those bits with spikes. I won't replace the middle. I really should replace all of this with orange. I'm not even sure if we've got enough CPU to do that, though. I imagine we do. But for now, let's just get these in there. Let's get another 2 of those. There we go. These are really not good enough for what we're doing in this tier, but it just looks right, in my opinion. I think that looks absolutely awesome. So there we are. The chocolate hedgehog has finally managed to make it to tier 5. And obviously, it would be unfair of me to just leave it there. So I think I'm going to go and find us some battles and hopefully get a nice, good recording just to show off what the chocolate hedgehog has become. So just to round things off, though, the total battles that I fought were 6 in tier 1 and 15 in tier 2. But because they were during double victory points, I'm going to just say that I fought twice as many battles there, because realistically you might have to if you had the same number of wins and losses as I did. So 12 in tier 1, 30 in tier 2, 49 in tier 3 to move from tier 3 to tier 4, and finally, this is quite mad, 90 in total from tier 4 to tier 5. So that brings the grand total of battles to move from tier 4 to tier 5 to 181. Yeah, that's quite a lot of fighting, but we're going to go and push that up to 182. The first battle in tier 5, hopefully. So I shall see you in a few moments once I've found us a fight. Okay, then, let's have a look at what we've got on each team. We've actually got quite a few. Oh, no, actually. Well, yeah, there are a few on the enemy team as well. We've got a lot of Robo 1s, 2s, and 3s, which is never particularly a good sign. I always feel that if someone doesn't care enough about their robot to actually name it, they probably haven't put much effort into building it either. Now, we want to get up to some high ground so that we can hopefully apply some damage to any enemy planes. There, I had a bit of a hiccup. I was in the middle of talking. Right, let's see. Now, the thrusters I've got here are really helping me move across the battlefield quickly, and we've already got a plane up there. Wow, there's someone already up there? My god, well done. Unless they're a flyer, well, still well done, but wow, if you're actually just sitting up here in some sort of wall climber, I'm very impressed. No, it is a flyer. Okay. Right then, let's see. Where are the enemies? Looks like the flyer's already gone. Where are the enemies around here? There's one over there shooting our flyer, it looks like. Okay. There's not enough going on over here. Oh, there we are. Let's try and apply a little bit of damage. He's got some good shields. But having spotted him will help our allies a fair old bit. Let's go down and try and meet him. Cling! Ha! Okay, let's go and see him. Now, is he still there, or did our flyer already take him out? I feel a little bit useless in this battle, I've got to be honest. But it's always a little bit hard entering a new level, a new tier, because your bot is going to be the bottom of that tier, whereas there's no guarantee that the other people you're fighting against will be. They might be anyone from in the tier, so they could be the very top of the tier. There we go. Hello, you. Oh, really? Save some for me, guys. Come on. Really? Must you be so greedy? Let's have a look. There's an interceptor up yonder, but he's probably already gone. There's a tank over there. He's already gone. Oh, my lord. My team are too efficient. This will be the one and only time that I complain about my team being awesome. Hello. Oh, your shields don't sound too good. Oh, hello. Let's apply a bit of damage here. Finally, something I can shoot at, maybe even kill. Possibly. If I'm very lucky, I might be able to. Where are you going? Let's not get too obsessed, though, because there could easily be some more dangerous things up here for us to fight. Hello! I'm going to join my ally in applying damage. Not too much, because I'm fairly low level. This is just a dinky little hedgehog in a battle of lions. It's not very good. Come on now. Stop playing silly buggers. You know how to flip. I know you know how to flip, because you've done it for me before. There we go. A little bit more encouragement than usually is necessary, but let's go. Oh, no, don't flip up again. I just wanted you to be the right way up. Oh well, it looks like this was a rather uneventful battle, if I must be honest with you. But it looks like we're going to win, so that's always a nice way to end a video, much less a tutorial series. So, and we actually haven't taken any damage. We've done a little bit, a tiny little bit. We basically tickled our enemies, but that will of course improve. It would certainly help if I changed the gun at the front to a tier 5 gun. In fact, consider I'm only sporting 4 of them. It would help an enormous amount if I actually had put on some tier 6 guns. But that will be it from me. So I do hope you've enjoyed this little series, and as you can see at the top there, I've actually fought a couple of games. Got a few tech points already, a few RP, but unfortunately, as I mentioned, the early games are really hard when you enter a new tier, especially considering I am still sporting quite a lot of low tier stuff, the wheels, the armor around the sides. But so a couple of them were literally, I showed up and a plasma bomber would explode me immediately. It was a little bit disheartening. But nevertheless, the Chocolate Hedgehog pressed on and will continue to press on. And eventually we'll get some better guns and some better armor. But that will be for some later series. I know a lot of people have asked that I continue and go on to tier 10, but I would like to get back to my main account for a bit and actually just play around, just trying out different designs like the satellite I recently did. But I do hope that this little tutorial series has been of some use and has even possibly helped a few of you get from tier 1 to tier 5, or at least answer the question of whether you're doing well or not so well and how long it's going to take you, that sort of thing. I mean, I'm not a particularly good player, so you may well get there a little bit faster than 181 battles. I know that number sounds like a lot, but I had a lot of fun in all 181 of them. So don't feel too intimidated by that number. But that is enough rambling. We have finally made it to tier 5, just into tier 5. There is a lot that we could improve on, and I'm sure that we will be back to the Chocolate Hedgehog one day to improve on it. But for now, from me and the Chocolate Hedgehog itself, do take care.
Plasma tank spotted. Plasma tank spotted.